Already when you enter the catacombs, the first few hundred yards are already scary.
In June 2017, two Parisian teenagers were preparing for the night of their lives. They had long heard tales of the vast underground ossuary located beneath the bustling streets of Paris. Their existence, a constant source of urban legend and intrigue throughout their lives. The danger of the catacombs and the rumours of underground parties and secret societies were part of their allure, but these dangers would quickly move from the abstract into reality, leaving the boys lost, alone, and terrified for their lives. Welcome to Grim Tales, and in this episode we're going to be exploring somewhere I've always wanted to visit, one that truly embodies the macabre, and it doesn't get more grim than this. The Paris Catacombs is a unique historical and cultural site. The seemingly endless passageways offer a distinctive glimpse into the city's past, captivating visitors with their morbid beauty and the stories they tell about Parisian history, mortality, and the passage of time. However, in the late 18th century, the catacombs were a very practical solution to a disturbing problem. Paris faced a significant issue with its cemeteries. The city's burial grounds were overcrowded due to years of plague and death, leading to unsanitary conditions, public health issues, and a pervasive stench. The most notorious of these cemeteries was the Cemetery of the Innocents, which was located in the heart of Paris. One winter, the cemetery flooded, causing dead bodies to overflow and rise out of their graves. In response to the crisis, authorities decided to address the issue by relocating the remains from the overflowing cemeteries to disused limestone quarries located beneath the city. The transformation of these quarries into an underground burial site began in the late 18th century and continued over several years. The task of transferring the remains was meticulous and organised. The bones were exhumed from various cemeteries, and the remains of millions of individuals were transported to the catacombs. The process involved arranging the bones in a systematic manner, creating macabre yet artistic displays. It's said the catacombs housed the remains of 6 million people. The catacombs' design involved carefully stacking skulls and bones to form walls, arches, and even decorative patterns. It wasn't just a random deposit of bones, but a deliberate arrangement that has, over time, become a distinctive feature of the catacombs. In 1809, the catacombs were officially opened to the public. Initially, access was limited, but over the years, it has become a popular tourist attraction, drawing visitors from around the world who come to witness this unique underground burial site. It covers an estimated 200 miles of tunnels and passages beneath the streets of Paris. This intricate system is not only vast but also complex, with various chambers, galleries, and rooms. The depth varies, and the catacombs can range from approximately 66 feet to over 100 feet below ground. The publicly accessible section of the catacombs, where visitors are permitted, is a small fraction of the entire network. The official tour route is less than a mile long, showcasing a portion of the catacombs, adorned with neatly arranged bones and skulls. However, the majority of the catacombs remain off limits to the public. During World War II, the catacombs served as a refuge for the French resistance and a storage place for valuable items, including artwork and documents. Some chambers were also repurposed as bunkers and headquarters. The catacombs have also been the subject of numerous urban legends and stories, fueling a sense of mystery and intrigue. There have also been many instances of adventurous individuals and urban explorers venturing into restricted areas, building on the notoriety and mystique of the vast underground labyrinth. Over the years, intrepid adventurers, urban explorers, and even archaeologists have been drawn to the idea of unearthing hidden secrets within the uncharted depths of this subterranean maze. So prevalent is this underground community that they have become to be known as cataphiles.
A cataphile, an urban explorer. Cataphiles are strange people. They're people who have this passion for the catacombs. These people go down there to find new passages, new entries, new bones, new skeletons.
The cataphiles are a subculture of urban explorers who have a deep fascination with and affinity for the Paris catacombs. This clandestine community is driven by a passion for exploring the hidden depths and are drawn to the mysterious atmosphere, historical significance, and architectural uniqueness of the underground network. They typically possess an in-depth knowledge of the catacombs' layout, history, and various sections. They study maps, share information, and have a keen understanding of the risks and the challenges associated with navigating the subterranean passages. Some cataphiles engage in artistic activities within the catacombs, using the unique environment as a canvas. This can include creating installations, graffiti, or other forms of artistic expression. They also often organise social events or gatherings inside the catacombs. These can range from small meetups to larger, more organised gatherings with music. While the activities of cataphiles may be considered unconventional, many adhere to a code of ethics that emphasises respect for the catacombs' historical and cultural importance. Responsible cataphiles prioritise the preservation of the underground environment, avoiding damage to the structures and artefacts within. Venturing into the catacombs is not without its challenges and risks. Cataphiles encounter darkness, uneven terrain, and the potential of getting lost. One of the primary dangers lies within the complexity and the sheer size of the catacombs. The labyrinth tunnels stretch for miles, and it's easy for even experienced explorers to become disorientated, especially during periods of heavy rainfall, creating treacherous and dirty conditions. For these reasons, illegal entry into restricted areas is strictly prohibited, and trespassers can face legal consequences like fines or other penalties. There are multiple accounts of secret societies and occult rituals taking place within the catacombs. One not-so-secret society is called Les Yeux. They are a network of hackers and artists that have gained public attention for reclaiming neglected spaces and claim to have mapped out the majority of the catacombs. Their activities come alive at night, involving stealthy maneuvers to avoid authorities, descending through tunnels, and transporting materials to designated locations. Les U members claim the catacombs allow them access to government buildings and telecom tunnels across the city, with even the Parisian police force acknowledging their capabilities. One member, Lazare Kunstmann, even detailed how one could go about stealing a Picasso from the Museum of Modern Art in Paris by using his extensive knowledge of the underground vaults.
Lazare is probably the person in Paris who knows the catacombs better than anyone.
The organization is structured into distinct subunits, each with specialized roles. These range from an infiltration team called the Mouse House, responsible for covert entries, to a restoration unit known as the Untergunther, infamous for the restoration of the Pantheon clock in Paris without government permission.
Our goal is to try to preserve the most hidden heritage we can.
You are the Untergunther.
Yeah.
For two young boys, rumours of underground parties, theatres and even swimming pools would have sounded undeniably cool. Some legends lend themselves more to the mystical, suggesting the existence of lost or undiscovered sections within the catacombs, not seen since they were built. Legends describe a mysterious gate, serving as a portal to the netherworld, or even hell itself. Locals also tell tales about a spectral figure known as the Watchman or the Guardian. This entity is said to protect the catacombs from intruders. Reports of paranormal experiences within the catacombs are widespread, with some believing it to be the most haunted place in the world. The internet is rife with claims about ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena. Visitors to the Paris catacombs regularly report seeing ghostly apparitions, hearing disembodied voices, witnessing strange orbs of light or spectral visions, and being touched, only to turn around and find out no one was there. For some, the catacombs has a reputation as a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin. There is one story so creepy that it has passed through the cataphiles and filtered into Parisian legend. It is believed that in 2010, whilst exploring the catacombs, a cataphile found a handheld video camera lying abandoned on the ground. What the lost footage revealed was an incredibly disturbing sequence of events. A solo wanderer is filming their passage through the catacombs, capturing footage of human remains and even strange arrows on the ground, before becoming spooked by something just out of frame. Suddenly, they drop the camera and can be seen running into the darkness of the catacombs. The camera continues to film until the tape runs out, and at no point does the mystery explorer return. The person in the footage has never been identified, with some believing that they were either lost and driven to insanity before dying alone, or perhaps, more far-fetched, that they encountered a ghost or a lost soul, or even the gates of hell itself. Though many believe the tape to be a hoax, the spine-chilling tale would likely play on the minds of an inexperienced traveller. The two boys, whose names are unknown due to their age, were likely full of anticipation and excitement, the possibilities of their endeavour buzzing around their heads as they entered into the unknown areas of the Paris catacombs. It's possible the boys gained entry to the catacombs through either a subway tunnel or a manhole in the city, their excitement and trepidation rising as they climbed through the uncomfortably tight holes, scaled maintenance ladders, and walked hunched over through the dark and claustrophobic tunnels. Initially, the excursion may have been a lot of fun, exploring the bone chambers, stumbling across secret underground hideouts, discovering art installations and graffiti. Entire tunnels made out of bones and other pieces of strange art, such as a macabre throne composed entirely of human remains, would have likely been a chilling reward for their adventures. But it wasn't long before their playful suspense turned into genuine fear as the boys realised they couldn't find their way back. The boys were not the first to become lost in the catacombs. Before entering, they may have even heard of the harrowing story of Philibert Aspère. Amidst the French Revolution, Philibert Aspère was believed to have been a doorman for the local hospital, Val de Grace. In November 1793, he supposedly gained access to the catacombs through an entranceway in the hospital courtyard, taking with him a single candle to light the way. Philibert disappeared down into the unknown depths, never to resurface again. Tragically, his remains were discovered beneath the Parisian streets 11 years later. It's said that his spirit still wanders the passageways, blowing out candles and whispering in ears. Philibert's tragic death became cemented in the history of the catacombs when he was buried within them, in the same place where his remains were found. A tombstone marks his burial site, engraved with this unfortunate account. To the memory of Philibert Aspère, lost in this quarry on the 3rd of November 1793. Found 11 years later and buried in the same place on the 30th of April 1804. As the details of his story have been lost to time, no one can be sure of exactly what happened to Philibert on that fateful day. Even conflicting details recorded on his death certificate add to the mystery. But this document and the story it tells of Philibert's last hours brings home just how treacherous the unknown depths of the catacombs truly are. As hours turned into days, the meagre supplies that the boys brought with them ran out, and they began to display symptoms of exposure, dehydration, and starvation. It was only a matter of time before the batteries on the light ran out as well. With only each other for company, and surrounded by miles of human remains in the claustrophobic, pitch-black depths, the legends of ghosts and the lost dead must have consumed their minds. It's not hard to imagine the overwhelming sense of panic and dread the two boys must have felt. Meanwhile, up on the surface, Paris authorities had been alerted to the missing status of the boys and suspected they may have been lost in the catacombs. They enlisted the help of some well-known cataphiles, climbers and sniffer dogs, and began to scope out the most well-known secret entrances to the catacombs. On the night of June 13th, a tense 4-hour search ensued. The challenge of locating the boys was immense. They could have been anywhere within the labyrinth. Rescuers had no idea whether or not the boys stuck together in one place, or if in their hysteria they had separated and ventured even further into the catacombs, frantically searching for an exit. Fortunately, due to the remarkable efforts of everyone involved, the boys were located and rushed to the surface, where they were reunited with their families and quickly taken to the nearest hospital. Thankfully, they had avoided the same tragic fate as Philibert Aspère. A Paris fire service spokesperson said, "It was thanks to the dogs that we found them." The boys' terrifying ordeal will likely become just another legend of the catacombs, adding to the myths and the grim fascination surrounding the mass grave, hidden beneath the bustling streets of Paris. Are you like me and have always wanted to visit? Well, after watching this video, do you still want to go? Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay sane.